Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for spending part of your day with me. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and we have a delicious and entertaining prospect for you and your sweetie, a night at the Fort Gordon Dinner Theater. Steve Walpert will join us shortly to tell us about the show he's directing, The Last Romance. And how much do you know about vitamin D deficiency? An Aiken native has a new book about the universal problem, and she'll tell us how you can download a copy for free. But first, the problem of human trafficking is on the rise in the Southeast. South Carolina's Attorney General is pushing a bold and controversial step to help combat the issue by introducing lessons on human trafficking in public schools. South Carolina's Human Trafficking Task Force has discussed how to fight the problem. In a room packed with people working to stop human trafficking, Heather Cook has lived it. When she was just 14, an older man wooed her by making her feel special, telling her he could take her away from an unhappy home life.
I left home, followed him, and he ended up sexually exploiting me shortly thereafter. So then it became a place where we needed this, we needed that, I had to work for this, I had to do that, and so that was when I was 14.
In Heather's case, she was able to break away when she went to prison for some of the things they were involved in.
When I sit in rooms like this, and I say to myself sometimes, wow, what if the awareness and what if it had been raised when I was 14 years old? What could have been prevented in my life?
Heather now volunteers to help other victims and says she's excited about what the task force and the Palmetto State are doing. She's all in favor of a curriculum that would teach kids what human trafficking is and how to spot the signs in a friend. Isabelle Schwartz is a Davidson High School student raising awareness about how human traffickers use social media. She has presented at regional education conferences and church conventions, and next month she'll be the youngest presenter ever at the National Youth at Risk Conference in Savannah. And I'm so happy that Isabelle Schwartz is with us here today in the studio. Isabelle is a 10th grader, 16 years old, and you are such an advocate about this. How did you get interested in the first place, Isabelle?
Well, when I was in early middle school, I went to Barnes & Noble, and my dad had taken me to find something to read, and I went to the teen reader section, or the young adult, which was new to me.
Yeah.
And I found this book as I was combing through the sci-fi romances and other
Twilight,
things like
go
that.
ahead,
Yes,
Twilight.
yes. And I found this book, and it just struck me, and it was called Sold by Patricia McCormick, and the cover was this young girl, and her head was wrapped, and she was just looking at you. And so I read the back cover, and I told my dad that that was the one I wanted. And he said, "Are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to read that one?" Right? And so he let me get it, and I read it in like 2 days. And it was this story written like diary entries almost, and it was her. It began with her at home in her small village in Nepal, and her name was Lakshmi, and I think she was 13, and her family was very poor, and her stepfather had a gambling problem, and so it got to the point where they lost everything, and she thought that she was going to the city to become a maid, and he'd sold her into the sex trade. And so it's her day-to-day in that, and it was just reading it, I mean, the words stayed with me.
I'm sure.
And I just thought, why does nobody talk about this? Because I'd never heard anyone say anything about what sex trafficking was.
And then when you find out it happens here in our community.
Yes.
It's not far away on another continent.
No. So many people think that this is something that happens in Africa, and it's, you know, a terrible thing in developing countries, but it's all over, and it's in Augusta.
One of the things that we were talking about earlier, and you can really enlighten us about this, is that if your child has a smartphone, your child is on traffickers' radar. Explain that to us.
Well, for all the good things that social media does, which it does, you can keep up with your friends and your family and communicate with your loved ones far away, it also is a danger to you in many ways because it puts you on a global map and you're just open to anyone. And yes, you could make your profile private, or you could restrict who follows you or you're friends with, but a lot of people don't realize that you're still out there and you're still on the stage for many people to see you and to contact you.
Pretending to be somebody else.
Right. One person, you can think that there's someone who has only good intentions for you and who is a friend or who just wants the best for you and is there for you through thick and thin. And in reality, they're just waiting for the right moment to take advantage of you and to use you for their own good.
Well, one of the things that Isabelle is really passionate about is raising awareness with people her age. And you have a fantastic opportunity coming up in March where you're going to present at the National Youth at Risk Conference, which is being held this year in Savannah.
Yes, ma'am.
First weekend in March. But we're talking about just a huge group of people, more than 1,200 judges, social workers, lawyers, teachers, medical professionals, law enforcement, and they're attending to learn all kinds of different things about aspects of raising youth and influencing youth. And this is where you're going to have a role.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to present alongside my mother and a professor at Augusta University, Dr. Denise Linares Solomon, about what sex trafficking is and who it affects and how it could potentially affect everyone, and what to look for and how to make sure that this problem and this widespread epidemic diminishes, and how we should all do our part to make sure that we are looking out for each other and making sure that we know what to look for to stop this. And
are you excited or are you nervous? A little of both?
I'm a little of both. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to spread the word and raise awareness and provide influence to so many people who could save someone.
Exactly. And because your audience is going to be adults.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And so these are people who can really put into play some of the information that you're sharing and that can really have an impact. And you are presenting through your perspective as a teenager, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And some of the people who will be attending are educators, and I recently presented at the Impacting Student Learning Conference, and so that was mainly educators. And they're such a unique audience. I mean, everyone is such a valuable audience member because everyone can do their part to stop this and to help each other in need. But educators, you think about how students who are very much at risk, that age group, they are with them for such a majority of the day and overall majority of the week. And so they have a unique position to observe and look for the
changes
signs.
And that sort of thing,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
It's sort of like how when hairdressers can be taught to look for particular bruises or whatnot, they can play a role in domestic violence. They can maybe ask about some things, and people who are around children, around teenagers on a regular basis, they can be taught the same sort of thing, what to look for. And I think it's just terrific that you are doing this. And I want to know how we can keep up with you, how we can know what are you blogging? Are you doing anything like this yet?
Well, I am not, as of right now, I am not blogging or anything like it, but I will be more than happy to keep everyone in touch with what's going on.
Well, we'll have to have you back again. Okay?
I would love that.
We'll
Thank
have you
you
back
so
again,
much.
Isabelle, because it is such an important issue, and as Isabelle said, it's something that we can all play a role in. It's really talked about a lot here, Masters Week, and we put flyers up in so many of the bathrooms. if you need help. If you need help, call this number. And it's something that we need to be aware of, not just 1 week a year, but 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Isabelle Schwartz, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you.
Thank you so
and
much
good
for
luck
having
in March.
me.
Still ahead on Jennie, over 70% of people worldwide